Hello, my name is Sam Phipps. Today I'm going to be presenting a speech about a business person who has influenced my life, and that is Warren Buffett. Um, Warren Buffett was born in 1930. He has accumulated, as of today, $76.7 billion. Warren Buffett was a very hardworking man all of his life. Even as a child, he was known to sell Coca-Cola, bubblegum. He was selling newspapers, many things, high school or younger, that he was doing to create money for himself and his family, and to just create a work ethic that really continued throughout his life. Just because you're rich doesn't mean you have to be stuck up. I think there's a bad premise today that many rich people are stingy with their money and don't treat people with lesser than them correctly, and I think that's just a stereotype that Warren Buffett and many others just break, including Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg. Warren Buffett, at an early age, he grew up working. He was always working. Like I said, he was selling Coca-Cola, bubblegum, a newspaper. He also, when he was in early high school as a sophomore, he started a pinball machine that he put in a store for $25. And a few years later, a war vet bought this business for $1,200. So he increased to 40% capital for a small fee of $25. He also worked a paper route, which wasn't a great money-making method, but it created him discipline and gave him an idea and an outline to follow. He also provided for his family. When he was younger, he purchased stock for his sister, which I think is a great way to not only give money right now, but it's more of giving money down the line. It really shows that he cares for his family. He also bought a 40-acre farm for himself and his family when he was in high school. With the paper out money he made and the Coca-Cola and the bubblegum, he bought a 40-acre farm that he ended up farming for him and his family. Today, he gives a lot of money to charity. He pledged once in an article that he wanted to give 99% of his money away before he died, which is $76 billion, which is an insane amount. Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, and Warren Buffett founded the Giving Pledge. This is a pledge that billionaires can join, where they promise that before they die, they want to give away 50% of their wealth, which is very humble and very kind towards others. He's also a great influence, I think, on many of the younger people. He endorsed Obama's presidential campaign in 2008, and he also attended one of the $30,000 seats dinner, so he helped fund a little bit of his campaign, and he was a face, a person there to influence others. He also endorsed Hillary Clinton. He's very against Trump today and his ideas. Hillary Clinton was not exactly a president, but she was a presidential nominee, and she was running also another big influence to help and to see on her side of the campaign. Warren Buffett personally inspires me because of his youth. Me being 19, I'm not as young as he was when he was 14 or 15 working, but I'm still in the younger days where I can get out and do something. After college, he saved $9,800, which is equivalent to $100,000 today, which is just an insane amount of money to save from college as you're paying for college. It's just such an eye-opener. When he was 7 years old, he personally was inspired because he read a book called 1,000 Ways to Make $1,000, which I think is amazing that a 7-year-old is inspired in reading a book about how to make $1,000 1,000 ways, and that was about $10,000 today. He had another way he inspired me. He had various methods to make money in high school. He was always making money. It may not have been the most amount of money, but the amount of time he put into it and the reputation he gained, in the long run, it was worth it. Another reason he inspires me is his charity. He gave away, in the last 10 years, $27.54 billion. That's a third of his income. That's a third of his gross money he has right now. It's just a great man to give away that much money and to be so humble about it, to not be stingy with his money. He has no right to be, but he actively is a presence in the community where they need him the most. Warren Buffett, he knows how to build a business from a young age. He's been doing it. Even selling Coca-Cola and even selling bubblegum, he's been doing it. Even though it didn't look like it, he's been building an empire since he was 13 and 14. Many of us are too late to start where he started, but we're at a perfect and prime age where we could start building connections, which is exactly technically what he was doing. He was making a name for himself and showing other people how diligent and hardworking he was. When Warren Buffett was youth, I think he had great business technique. I think he had a great outline for where he wanted to go in life, and I think that perfectly translated to today. He's still living, obviously. He's not really making an insane amount of income. He made $10 million last year. This is just from some investments he has. But when he was in his prime, he played right. He played by the book, and he was a hardworking man. And the inspiration that he gives to people all around the world, stockbrokers, doesn't even have to be in business, just anybody with morals and ethics that want to make money, that want to leave a mark on the world, he did that perfectly. I think his whole life he's been a hardworking man. He's had good morals and good heart, and anybody can see that. And I think that was one of the legacies he's leaving behind and left behind in the business world. I personally think that Warren Buffett changed the way I look at wealthy people. Not saying that I looked at wealthy people in a negative way, but having to see somebody portray themselves so well, for many of them that don't, is just such an inspiration that one man can change another man's whole perspective on a community, on a type of people. I think he's an influence to any young person wanting to enter the stock world. As a economic major, he wants to be a stockbroker. He is the main reason why I chose this. And I think without him, I would not have any interest to be a stockbroker personally. I see personally what hard work and dedication can do for you, and that's all you need. You need to make a good name for yourself and to be a great person. And with that and hard work, you can go anywhere you want in life. Thank you very much. My name was Sam Phipps, and thank you for listening.